Alright, sometimes we can solve a word problem using parts of the graphing technique for graphing a quadratic function. And in this type of problem, we're going to be using just the vertex formula to solve a problem. So let's see why we need the vertex formula. The profit of a company when it makes x beds is P of x equals negative 2x squared plus 280x minus 200. How many beds maximizes the profits for the company? How much profit is it? So this is a quadratic function, and if we were to graph it, think about what it would look like. The value in front of the x squared term is negative, so it would be one of these upside down golden arches type parabolas. And we would have a maximum right there. And on this graph, we would be looking at the change in two things. We would be looking at the number of beds, so the more beds it makes at first, the higher and higher the profit goes. And at some point, the profit is going to level out because it's getting expensive to make the beds, or the market that gets saturated or whatever. And then as we begin to make too many beds, the profit is going to begin to decrease. So what they want to find out is, well, how many beds should we make so we maximize the profit and we don't make too little and we don't make too much? So if we find this vertex, we find the maximum number of beds that makes maximum profit. So we need our vertex formula. X equals the opposite of b over 2a. And that's going to give us the number of beds. And then once we find the number of beds, the number of dollars will be f of x. Plug that value you get for x back into the function and find the output. So let's go ahead and do that. We've got our function in ax squared plus bx plus c form, so let's make our list. A equals negative 2, b equals 280. Okay, so opposite of b, x equals opposite of 280 over 2 times negative 2. So negative 280 over negative 4. Alright, 28 divided by 4 is 7, so 280 divided by 4 is 70. Negative divided by negative makes it a positive 70. So I've just found out that if this company makes 70 beds, if it makes 70 beds, it's going to have a maximum profit. But what is that profit? That's where we have to find f of 70. So let's go ahead and do that. We found the number of beds, so now let's find the maximum profit. F of 70 means we're putting 70 back into the function wherever x is. So let's do that. Equals negative 2 times pocket squared plus 280 pocket minus 200. What goes in the pocket? That number of beds. Putting your 70 in here and here. Alright, this calls for a calculator. No point in doing this in your head. Alright, so we're putting in negative 2 parentheses 70 square it plus 280 parentheses 70, close those parentheses and subtract 200. And I end up getting 9,600. 9,600. 9,600 is what? Well, it's a dollar amount. So what I've just found out is if they make 70 beds, they'll make a maximum profit of $9,600. If they make any less than that or any more than that, the profit will be less than $9,600. Pretty cool that we can use quadratic formulas, quadratic functions, to solve a maximum or minimum problem.